Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, President Ruto is expected in Mount Kenya region on this week, and he will be launching several projects according to those allies close to the president. But what has surprised many Kenyans is a statement that Laikipia member of parliament representing the county, that is county MP, woman rep Jane Kagiri. According to Jane Kagiri, on NTV, President William Samoei Ruto, among the project that is going to launch in Laikipia, Ruto will be inspecting the completion of an electric fence. Ruto is expected in Laikipia. It is part of Mount Kenya. The area woman rep is saying that the president is coming to inspect an electric fence. That is the project that is taking Ruto to Laikipia County. Just look at that. A whole president going to launch a fence. Tumefika hapo. Ile kitu tu mzuri Ruto anaweza ona tu atoke kwa State House aende paka Laikipia ni kwenda ku launch fence ambayo inaweka boundary between the people and the wildlife. Wale wanyama wasiruke hiyo mpaka wakuja kukula vyakula vya wananchi. I also thought that agriculture is devolved to function. Besides that, we have NGCDF and all those other things. I'm just wondering, hii ni sababu mojawapo ya sababu ambazo zilifanya mheshimiwa from Kiharo MP, I mean Kiharo MP, to go and launch his projects before Ruto's visit to Mount Kenya. Because Nithi went on to launch all of his projects that he had done earlier, saying that Ruto will have nowhere to take credit from anything in Kiharo. Today, tuko hapa tunaambiwa mambo ya launch a fence. Even in the discussion, there are other things, if you listen to her very carefully, that she is exposing or revealing, which is part of our discussion on this pipeline.
Lakini, do you need the president to do these things? Do you need the president on the ground for a last mile connectivity project to start and get finished? Or for a mega dam to be put in a government project?
Eric,
or for a fence to be completed?
Eric, we don't need the president for these things to happen, but I'm sure from where you sit, you know that the government never has enough resources for everybody.
Yeah.
So what we do in terms of lobbying is, in fact, there are times I have even had to invite the chair of budget to my county for him to visualize, see how difficult and how the hardships my people have to go through, for him to understand. When the president comes to Laikipia County and I show him a farmer who had grown all his crops and have been harvested by elephants, it is at that point that he'll make it a priority that this electric fence needs to come up above in the priority list against what had actually been prioritized.
But why? Look, you are elected. You plus how many MPs are there in Laikipia? Laikipia
we
East,
have
West?
three members of parliament plus myself.
Plus you?
Yes.
You four are in parliament?
Yes.
And your job is to represent your constituencies.
Yes.
You representing the entire county or the constituency in parliament.
Yes.
And you say these are the issues.
Yeah.
And your job is to lobby fellow MPs to allocate budgetary resources to these areas. Right?
Yes.
And then that goes to the executive for the executive to implement. Now you're toppling the apple cart here and saying it should start by the head of the executive coming to see a farmer who does not have a fence, and then the head of the executive going and putting it as a priority project for you to get. That means you failed as an MP.
No, Eric, you've turned my words around. Remember, I first mentioned the markets before I mentioned the fence.
And markets are a devolved function. First of all, that one is a whole different fight. But let's first focus on the other one.
As much as it's a whole different fight, it's also good to inform you that yours truly sits in the housing committee. And that is how today Laikipia has all the markets that it requires, because I know that's the need that we have currently. And I don't need the president to come to the ground to do that for me. What I'm telling you is there are some needs that if you, as Eric, you were explained to, you'd be like, why would we need an electric fence? You'd even think we are doing it for tourism purposes. But when you visit that ground, that is when you understand the needs of those people. I'll give you another good example.
My question is,
yes,
as the MP,
yes,
you go to Parliament and you raise this issue. And you say, because of animal encroachment into people's farms, this is the human-wildlife conflict, and this is how it's affecting the people.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yes.
You can even bring the committee responsible for a tour.
Yes.
That's a job that you do in Parliament. This president was in Laikipia during campaigns.
Yes.
This same president has been to Laikipia before. He came to launch an electric fence project.
Yes.
Now this same president is coming to inspect the completion of that project.
Right.
Come on, you're misusing a president.
No, listen, Eric.
Not even misusing him.
That is one of the many things he's coming to do. That is one of the many things. And it's good to also add that in the president's visit, he's also coming to reopen 9 schools that were rebuilt by the KDF because of the insecurity issues that we've had in my county.
Why does he need to come and open?
There.
Eric, it is in his visit. Those are just goodies, but part of the visit, and our aim for him to come to our county is for us to, for him to understand the demographics of our county better. Recently, there was a joke going around this whole country of when the president spoke about a road and he described Tarbach, Bogadashe, all those things. I would want the president to come to Laikipia County, be able to speak about Mandanyuki Rumuruti Road. A road that if today it was constructed, that road would connect Laikipia West, Laikipia East, and Laikipia North. That way the economy of my country would open up. That way the economy of my people would grow. So Eric, it's not about the schools, it's not about the electricity, it's not about the fence, it is about the president coming closer to my people, seeing their challenges, visualizing them. And so that when it comes to the priority list, because I must also tell you, Eric, as much as I go to the Tourism and Wildlife Committee, I'll explain to them about the electric fence. I'll explain to the committee on what are about our challenges. But at the end of the day, all those things go through budget cuts. What would make Laikipia not be that county that is going to be cut? It is out of visualizing the challenges my people have.
Right. We have to go on a short break. But Jane, unfortunately, what I'm hearing is if I don't sit on the housing committee, my people don't get markets. If the president doesn't come visit, my people don't get development, which beats the whole point.
Yeah,
we have to
if
take
I'm
a
not in
short
good
break.
books.
Yes.
Now, as we continue with the panel discussion, just a quick request for those who are watching this channel and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to our discussion. Now, what one would quickly conclude and say is that if you do not sit in the committees, you don't get development. For her, she get development because she is sitting in those committees. Again, number 2, if the president doesn't visit any of your area, again, you don't get development. So for members of parliament to get development, they must sit in house committees for them to secure development. If you don't sit, forget. Then if Ruto does not visit your area, forget about development. You don't get. We are back to Nyayo era. But even Nyayo was better than William Ruto. Why am I saying so? Moi built more schools than any other president. That time there was no NGCDF. Today, the worst thing for William Ruto is that we have NGCDF, that members of parliament are used to do development. But Ruto wants to take credit from that. Wakati wa Moi hakuwa na NGCDF, hata CDF, Kibaki na alianza na mambo ya kupeana CDF. Wakasema ni kinyume cha sheria, ndio wakabadilisha ikaanza kuitwa NGCDF. Moi hakuwa na CDF, wabunge wako wanapata pesa kama hizo, lakini mwenyewe alikuwa analeta maendeleo. I think that during such a time is when you needed the president to come to your area or to sit in such committees. Now we have our 2010 constitution that speak about equality, equitable, equal distribution of resources according to the needs on the ground. Why would you need the president for development to happen in your county? Do you still need the president? But she has already exposed William Ruto. And Eric Latf was very clear even in the question that she was being asked. Hata akipiga kona baada maswali yalikuwa yanamfuata. So Ruto asipokuja, forget development. Yeye ndiye ameweka huko juu. Akikuja, but the worst thing is that he's coming to launch petty projects. Then you need a minister or an area MP, including MCA, to go and launch. Huyu ndio mama alishinda Keti Waluguru kwa kura. But anyway, Keti Waluguru did not defend her seat. She went for a different seat. Alikuwa anauliza ya mbunge. Sio woman rep. But now, that's what is going to happen. So, what will Laikipia expect? Nothing new from William Ruto. It is just normal. He's coming to give promises. He's coming to launch petty projects. And that's the development that he believes is bringing it to you.